movie reviews. We'll be reviewing this movie called Morbius. It's actually based on comic book stuff and here and there, and also in the world of Spider-Man universe. So, Michael Morbius and Morbius, is this a good movie people expect it to be? And was it worth the hype? And was it a look forward to see the film? And was it a misleading advertisement for the trailers, or was it a good film in whole in general? Before we begin, we're gonna start the synopsis and begin from there, and I'll let you guys know if the movie was worth seeing or not. Biochemist Michael Morbius tries to cure himself of a rare blood disease, but when he experiments goes wrong, he's ind- invariantly infects himself with a form of vampires instead. Mostly what it is like he um goes in a cave. He does have a disease a little bit, but they actually go flashback in the where Michael and Milo is actually a friend person he meets and becomes friends with them, and they slowly become brothers and stuff like that. They always stick together no matter what. But mostly, they both have disabilities, diseases, like a same disease like everyone. Mostly, people or the kids in the hospital, they have the same disease as how Michael Morbius has, and how Milo has too. So mostly, he is trying to cure people from a disease. So mostly what he takes a vampire DNA and injects himself into Morbius. Jared Leto as before we talk to that part, Jared Leto as Morbius slash um, Michael. I believe that there's a good part that good. I mean, I did like the fact that they took Jared Leto as Morbius. I think he's a perfect cast for Morbius for sure, no doubt about that. Um, Michael Keaton is kind of in this film, but that is a post-credit scene dwelling in the thing right there. So he is in there, but he's in the post-credit scene of that. Matt Smith plays Alexius Crone. Kind of like they're both like Michael Morbius and Alexius Crone. They're like kind of like brothers, sort of in a way, but not really, but in a way. Martin Andrea Jordan is Martin Bercy. She is the person who acts that character, and she kind of like she's kind of like a love interest to Morbius. Jared Harris plays as Morbius' mentor. Um, Tyrese Gibson, he actually is also in Fast and Furious films, but now he is a cop detective in this film, Simon Stroud. And L.E. Madrigal, Agent Rodriguez. He looks familiar. I think he was in one of the films. I remember what was it? Crap. I don't remember if there was a film. He was in one of the film that I watched a long time ago, actually, but hard to remember. But he did a pretty good job too as well. Arky Ranax Bobby. I don't know who the person is, but he looks familiar. But not really. Corey Johnson. I don't know what he plays as. I don't know. Down for defense. Okay, Charlie Sheridan plays young Michael, so he is a young Michael in this one. So mostly, there are some pretty good, decent cast here and there. I mean, the problem with this film that it actually has, there are some good set pieces, really good set pieces, good action, decent story. I'm not saying the story was great, but it was an average to the best of a film. I don't know how you guys screw up a Morbius film and also a vampire film. Seriously, there's one problem is with the trailers. It actually shown that scene with the Spider-Man murder on it was nothing shown in the film at all. I think they removed that scene from the film is not even there. So it's like, why the fuck would you guys show it in the trailer if it's not in the film? Like, you guys misleading customers, showing a trailer that is not actually accurate in your movie. This is what you guys were doing, showing the multiverse aspect of the thing. But instead, you guys removed all the good aspects of the film, ripped it apart, and shoved it into the post credits scene. Like, what the shit, dude? It could have been a really good film if you guys actually kept it in there, made it with a good, interesting film. But it felt like you guys already dragged the film as it is, and maybe that's the reason why you guys did it. In my opinion, it could have been a really good set piece if you guys kept that movie in there. Particular scenes that you might have think might not have been worked out, but still, you could have probably kept it in, make it into the multiverse of Morbius. Instead, you guys removed that part of the aspect of the film and shifted to the post credit scenes. I know why you guys did that, but plus, you guys had a long time for this movie to release. You guys, this movie got delayed so many times, guys. I cannot believe you guys you guys have a lot of time to polish this film to be a good, decent, interesting vampire film. Jared Leto as Morbius, a good pick as Morbius for sure, no doubt about that. But it's just so the story is so weak. It's not as good as I thought. Usually, a lot of Marvel movies are really amazing, really good with interesting plots, interesting set pieces, interesting story, interesting action, interesting everything. But I believe they kind of took this movie out of the oven way too early and just wanted to release it as it is into a shitfest. And I just believe this movie isn't a good worth of your time, in my own opinion. But like I said, it is a decent film of the decent, okay film. There are some good aspects of the film. Action's good, set pieces are good, characters are decent, acting was a bit average, and the script was pretty terrible. So that's the bad one. There's actually a lot more to it than that, but in my opinion, it is just not what I thought it would be. In my opinion, so mostly it's just weak, super weak. Give me 1 second, guys. So mostly it's just sorry about that. It's just totally weak in my opinion. Very weak story, weak everything. It's just really saddening to see Morbius into a film that is supposed to be a very interesting film turned into a dust fest. I mean, like I said, Jared Leto did a good job as Morbius. He knows how to act really well. He's a good actor. I believe he didn't get a good script to make a film that was really interesting. I watched the entire film. My best friend actually, he left the he left the theater. He had to go to the bathroom really bad. I don't know if he had to go really bad, but he just went to the bathroom for a long time. He literally missed the third act of the film, like half the third act. So mostly he missed the ending. He also missed the post credit scene. So he missed the two scenes, post credit scene, and he missed the entire ending of the film. So mostly I watched it myself, the third act of the film. So mostly, yes, this movie was not as great as I thought it would have been. I was excited for this movie, but I felt like my excitement went pretty bad when I finished the movie itself. There are some pretty good set pieces. Like I said, there were pretty good action, good set pieces. He does wear his iconic outfit of Morbius, and pretty cool. The design of Morbius was really interesting, really intuitive Morbius design, really good. I felt like that there's not actual CGI. It looked really interesting with the Morbius face. Everything looked really good, and actual um they gave him the kind of like the actual costume itself. You see the actual bad outfit sort of in a way. It's like red and black long cape and everything looks really cool. It's actually he does wear his iconic outfit eventually in the third act, actually. So mostly he does wear that. Other than that, this movie was he tries to cure most of the people, but he mostly when he remember when I said he insets himself as the vampire DNA, he does get special powers here and there. He does fly and things like that. But he regrets actually doing all that stuff mostly because he did terrible things to other people. But like I said, Milo actually injects himself as the same thing as mm, the same vaccine he used to cure himself, Michael Morbius. So Milo took his vaccine and has put it in his body. To now he is a part vampire, to half vampire, half human. So mostly he's both. So he's also cursed too. No, so mostly this movie was supposed to be really interesting, but it just dropped to a bad point. I mean, I don't know why this movie released in April 1st as it did. I felt like this was a joke from the start. Like, why the hell would you release a movie on April 1st? Really, a film on April 1st? That's really stupid. Like, haha, a joke. Like, why the hell would you guys release a movie on April 1st? On like Morbius, seriously, it's literally Marvel. You could have released it in any other day instead of that. But even though you release it any other day, it probably would have been doesn't more not make it any difference. It probably would have been the same film, but it'd be kind of weird to release it on April 1st. This is my opinion. But in the other hand, I'll give a lot of cons, a lot of problems, a lot of issues that it had. I mean, it's just not a great of a film. It just has a lot of issues, so many problems. It's just hard to like. I just don't know why this movie was not as great as I thought it would be. I don't know what to give it. Okay, I'll just be generous. I'll probably give it a 4.9 out of 10. 1 point extra for all the good set pieces, decent acting. Other than that, is just not as great as I thought it would be. I don't know. It's just so much bad into it. I was super excited to watch Morbius. Really, I was. But how I heard about the film letting down people and misleading people with the trailers and everything, it was so disappointing. When I saw the film for myself, no, it just felt like out of the drain. I felt like this was a movie, a missed opportunity, totally a missed opportunity of making a perfect vampire film, in my opinion. They had a lot of time to flash the story, flash out the acting, flash out the script, flash out everything, but delayed it anyway and did nothing and just delayed it for God no reason. Then they put it out there. If you delay a film, if you want to delay it until the release date, go ahead, do it. But if you're gonna do that, make sure you guys flesh out characters, flesh out the acting, flesh out the editing process, flesh out a lot of problems it has in the film. Then definitely be a good movie to watch. Other than that, it's just not as great of a film I thought it would be. It's just too much bolted in there, and it just feels like the story was all over the place. It doesn't even know what it wants to be most of the time. It is a good, decent story, not great, but it's just not too saddening. I mean, it's just not as great as I thought. No, it's just too much. As a Marvel film, it's supposed to be a Marvel film supposed to be really enjoyable and fun. Was it enjoyable? Sort of. And like I said, if you have A list for sure, use your A list to watch it. Do not spend your entire money on watching Morbius. It's not worth it, in my opinion. If you have A list, if you're feeling bored or feeling random bored out of your mind, if you don't want to do anything enjoyable, just go see Morbius and use your A list. Voila. You saved the rest of your day of boredom. You have some time to kill. An hour and 45, 40, an hour, 45, 44 minutes to kill at the theater. Watch the film, come out, whatever, more depressed as usual, or happy. Doesn't matter how you think. But it's just my own opinion, guys. If you feeling bored, use it. Go nuts if you have the A-list. Save some money on it and just go nuts. But I will not recommend watching it at full price. Is what I'm saying. So 4.9 out of 10 is my final score for Morbius. So mostly it is a not worth a buy or a screening. If you have A-list, go watch it. If not, just wait until it goes streaming. Definitely, this movie is a dog shit. So stay tuned for more. Have a great weekend and have a great, great time. Peace out.